and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this really cute rat that I designed. This was requested by someone on my TikTok page. Someone asked me to make one, so that's what I did. This is my own design as well, and let's just go ahead and get into it and go through what you're going to need to make this. So I don't have band count right now for this, but I will put it in the description of this video so you can just look there for that. But you're going to need your RainbowLoom hook or a crochet hook. This is my RainbowLoom hook that I have here. You're going to need a stitch marker or a C-clip. I'm going to use a C-clip. And you're going to need whatever bands you want to use. So I'm going to be using white for the main color. And then for these details here, the ears, the nose, hands, feet, and tail, I'm going to use this same color. It's just this very pale pink. And you're also going to need some safety eyes as well as the backs of them, if I can pick this up. There we go. These are 6mm safety eyes, by the way. And you're going to need something to stuff it with. And I'm going to use polyfill, as I usually do. There's so many other things you can use, like cotton balls, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started with the little extra things that you need to do to make this rat, like the ears and the hands and feet and tails, or the tail is actually attached, so we'll do that later. But we're going to start with the ears. I'll show you how to make those first. So to start off, we're going to do the ears first. The ear is just one row. It's very simple, very easy. So we're going to start off by doing a magic ring of 7. And I'm going to, or in order to do that, we're going to have to make a triple cap band first. So to do that, you're going to put a band on your hook, just like this. And then you're going to twist it, put it back on your hook like this, and then twist it again and put it back on your hook again, just like this. And then you're going to bring a band through this triple cap band, like that. Reclaiming is just putting a band back onto your hook. And then we're going to bring this front loop to the back one, like that. And that is the beginning of our magic ring. And we're going to do this 6 more times. So that was 1, and then we're going to go into the triple cap band again, like this. This color is, it's kind of hard to see because it kind of is the same color as my hand, but anyway, we're going to bring a new band through the triple cap band only, not this band in the back, just the first 3 loops. We're going to bring it through and then reclaim, and then bring this front band through the back one. So we're going to pull this, or through the back 2, sorry. So we're going to pull this through everything, just like that. And then we're going to repeat that. So the triple cap band can be kind of hard to find at this point. We just kind of have to pull it apart. It's right there. So you're going to go into that triple cap band again and do the same as the last step. So bring it through, reclaim, and then pull the front band through everything. And we're going to do that, that's 3, so we're going to do it 4 more times. Also, ignore my nails. I did them, and because they were getting really long, so I, painted them and everything, but then my thumbnail broke very sadly and tragically. Now it kind of hurts because it broke really low on my nail. It kind of sucks because I was growing them out, but it's whatever. It'll grow back. Not a big deal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna do this 2 more times. So we're gonna go into the triple cap band again, bring it through, reclaim, then bring the front through everything, just like that. And then this is our last band. There we go. And to count these, the one that's on your band is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So then to close this, we're going to go into the triple cap band again, but we're not going to be making a stitch. Instead, what we're going to do is you're going to bring this band through everything on your hook, so through the triple cap band and through that loop that's on your hook from the last stitch, reclaim, and then pull this front band through the back and then pull it really, really tight, and that creates a slip knot. So that is now not going to come undone, so your ear is nice and secure now. And then we're going to set that aside because we're not going to need that until later. Now we are going to do the feet, and also for the ears you're going to make 2 of them, so just repeat the last steps to make another ear. Probably should have mentioned that, but anyway, for the feet you're also going to be making 2. I'm only going to make 1 with you, so go off camera and make the second one. But we're going to start with a magic ring of 6, so very similar to what we did last time. We are going to twist this band to make a triple cap band, just like that. And then we're going to bring a band through this triple cap band. There we go. Then go into the band and make our stitch. And we're going to do that 4 more times now. I was about to say 5, but that's not right. So there's 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. And now we're going to take our stitch marker or C-clip and place this on the band that's on our hook. So there is row 1, and row 2 is going to be single crochets all the way around. So I'm going to just move up these bands that are on my finger. 1 second. It's a little bit easier to grab. But we're going to go into our first stitch, which is this here, these loops. I'm sorry if it's kind of hard to see again, but there's our magic ring, and we're going to go into this first stitch right here, just like that. And then we're going to make a single crochet, which is just bringing this band through and making a stitch. And that's just 1 into that same loop there, and that's just a single crochet. So we're going to do that all the way around. We're going to go into the next stitch, bring the band through, and stitch just like that. Bring a band through, reclaim, front through everything, all the way around, and every single stitch. And this will leave us with 6 stitches, of course, because we're just, adding 1 to everything. And then the last stitch in this row is going to be where this C-clip is. So we're going to go into that stitch the C-clip is on and stitch just like that. And then we're going to take off our C-clip and move it up to the band that's on our hook right now. And that's row 2. And then row 3 is 1 decrease and then 4 single crochets. So a decrease is very, very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to, I might zoom out a little bit. It might be a little bit grainy, maybe that's why. It's kind of hard to see, but what we're going to do is we're going to be working in 2 stitches for a decrease. So these are the first 2 stitches. This is 1 and 2. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab the front band of the first stitch and the back band of the second. And that's where you're going to be making your stitch. Just like that. And that's a decrease. And then the rest of this row is single crochet. So we're going to go into the next stitch, single crochet, and then the next one, single, and then we've only got 2 more here, single, and then the stitch that our C-clip is on is the last one for the row. Just like that. And then we're going to take off our C-clip, if I can get it off. and move it up. Actually, I might zoom back in. Okay, can't make up my mind. And that is row 3. And now we're going to do the last row, which is row 4. And this is very similar to the last one. We're going to do 1 decrease, and then the rest is single crochet. Specifically 3, but so these bands might be hard to see, but you just kind of count backwards. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there, because the last round made 5 stitches. So again, for a decrease, we're gonna work into these front 2 stitches here. So I'm gonna go in, grab this front band of the first one, and then the back band of the second, and make my stitch. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch, which kind of gets buried in there, but you just got to dig it out. And that's a single, and then go in here, single, and then our last one, we can take this C-clip off, and then go into our very last stitch. If I can get my hook down in there, that is, just like that. And then we're going to bring this band through everything on our hook and create a slip knot. Just like that. Just like we did with the ears. Now you can go up through the bottom where we started our magic ring. And then we're going to tuck this band in, so I'm just going to grab that band with my hook and bring it down the center to hide it, just like that. And then you're going to make another one of those. So I'm going to go off camera and make my second one, and then when I come back we will do the arms. So I finished both of my feet here, and now we're going to do the arms. Now, very sadly, I ran out of that pale pink color, so I'm going to have to use this pink instead. It's not a big deal. My rat is just going to have different colored arms and a different colored tail, but it's fine. So, starting off with the arms, we are going to make a magic ring of 4. So, very similar to what we've been doing, we're going to make our triple cap band. Like that, and then we're going to make 4 stitches into that triple cap band. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there is 4. Then we're going to take our C-clip and put it on the band that's on your hook. Then we're going to do a single crochet all the way around, but we are going to work, or the first one is just a normal single crochet, but then the last 3 for that row is going to be in the front loop only. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Also, my chair is squeaking, which is really annoying, but okay. So we're going to go into our first stitch here. We're going to do a single crochet like normal, and then for the rest of this row we're going to be working in the front loop only. So that band right there, make a single crochet into the front loop only, and then do that again, single crochet, front loop only, and then we're going to do the same on this last band here. Just like that. And then we're going to take our cap band, or our stitch marker off, not cap band, and then move it up to the band that's on our hook. So now we're going to do the 3rd row, but before we do that, we're going to have to make a color change, which I will show you how to do. Now, this next row, which is row 3, is single crochet all the way around, as we did in the last row, except we're not going to be doing front loop only. Also, it gets kind of hard to find these bands in here, but you just have to pull it apart. there we go, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to go into our first stitch. We're going to bring this band through everything on our hook and then stitch in order to do a color change. Then we're going to continue single crochet all the way around. Kind of have to dig in there for these bands. That's alright. And then our last stitch is where our stitch marker is, and I'm going to bring that through. And that is row 3. Row 4 is 1 increase and then 3 single crochets, which makes 5 stitches. So an increase is very, very simple. What we're going to do is, now these bands are kind of easy to see because it's such a different color from the first ones, but we're going to go into our first stitch right here. We're going to pull this apart a little bit, but I'm going to go into my first stitch here, and then I'm going to do an increase. So what I'm going to do is make 1 single crochet like normal, but then I'm going to go into that same exact stitch and do it again like that. And you can see there's 1, 2 stitches on there rather than just 1. But then the rest of the way around is just single crochet like normal. There's 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And then I'm going to take this off and move it up. And then row 5 is single crochet, increase, 3 single crochet, which will end us on 6 stitches. So I'm going to go into my first stitch, which is right here, and make, sorry, I've got polyfill and stuff on my hands, but I'm going to go through this first stitch and do single crochet like that. And the next one is an increase. So just like we did last time, we are going to, okay, I grabbed 3 bands somehow instead of the stitch, but we're going to single crochet like normal and then go into that exact same stitch. It's kind of hard to see right now because this is such a small space to work in, but now the rest of the way is single crochet after you've done your increase. Just like that. Ooh. If this happens, just grab the one that's still attached and then just do that and then bring the front through the back like normal. That happens to me all the time, especially when I'm recording for some reason, which is really annoying, but it's fine. Now we're going to do increase 2 single crochet, which is going to leave us with 8 stitches. So I'm just picking up some bands here on my finger, and what we're going to do is we're going to start off with an increase. So we're going to go into our first stitch and do our increase. So go into the same stitch again, make 2 stitches in there, and then 2 single crochet, so 1 and 2, and then increase here. There's 1, 2, and then the rest is single crochet, just like that. And then row 7, which is the last row, is single crochet all the way around, so very simple. And then the last stitch that we do is going to be a slip knot in order to tie it off. So I'm picking up some bands here, and I'm just going to do single crochet all the way around. So go through first stitch, single, second, single, single, all the way around. And then my last one here, grab another band, Oh, wait, okay. That was supposed to be a slip knot. I told myself to make a slip knot at the end, but I didn't even do it. Alright, I'm going to take that band off and then redo that. So you can take off your stitch marker now if you like to. You don't have to necessarily, but we're going to go into that next stitch and then bring the band through everything and then slip knot. Just like that. And there is our little arm. Like I said, unfortunately, it's a different color, but it's fine. It'll just be a very unique looking rat. So there's a hand. So I'm going to go off camera, make the second one, and then we'll start with the actual, the head and the body and everything. I've now finished both of my arms, and now that we've got all of our pieces done, we're going to go ahead and start on making the rat. So we're going to do the head of the rat first, and to do that we're going to first make a magic ring of 6. So we've done magic rings a couple times in this video already. You just make a triple cap band, and then put, I can grab this band, my goodness, and then put 6 stitches into that cap band. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there's our magic ring. I'm going to take my C-clip and put it on the band that's on my hook. And then we're going to move on to row 2, which is single crochet increase. So we're going to go into our first stitch, move up these bands, and I'm going to do a single crochet, and then in my next one I'm going to do an increase, which, remember, an increase, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, is putting 2 stitches into your next stitch. So we're going to do 1 just like that, and then go into that same stitch again and do it again, and that is an increase. If you stretch apart your bands, you can kind of see the difference. You can see that here is 1, 2 stitches, while in the one that we just did is just with the 1. I'll show you again once I've done this round because it might be a little bit easier to see, but it's really easy. So it's increase and then single, and the last one is an increase. Just like that, and then we're going to move up our C-clip if I can get it off. There we go. Oh, dropped it. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'll show you again. If we kind of stretch these apart, you can see the difference here. There's a 1, 2 in this stitch and only 1 in that one. So you can kind of see a difference. So I'm just picking up bands here while I'm talking, but the next row is single crochet increase single crochet, and that will leave us with 12 stitches. The last one should have left you with 9, by the way. I didn't say that last time, but it should leave you with 9. So if I can get my hook on there, there we go. We're going to do single, maybe it's a little too far zoomed in, hang on. There we go. Single, increase, single, and that is one sequence. Also, I don't know where this glitter is coming from. I have absolutely no clue. I don't have glitter anywhere. It just keeps appearing, but that's one sequence. So then we're going to start again with single, increase, and single. And one more last time. Single, increase, and single. So, okay. Making sure I got that right. And I'm going to count these with you. You should have 12 bands right now. So this is 1. The one that's on your hook is 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This one right here is 12. So now we're going to do row 4, and row 4 and 5 are both just single crochets all the way around. I'm just going to go ahead and I guess I'll do both of those with you because they'll take me like 2 seconds to do, but they're going to be 12 stitches at the end of both of these. So row 4, go into our next stitch here, single, then continue making single crochets all the way around, or single stitches, whatever you call them. Also, someone on my TikTok asked if I could do a guinea pig, so I might try to do that. We'll see how that goes though. But that's row 4. Oh my god, I landed on my finger. I didn't even do that. And then row 5 is the exact same thing, single crochets all the way around. But as I was saying, someone asked me to do a guinea pig. I thought that'd be really cute. I don't know what color I'd make it. Maybe black and white, because I do have a lot of black bands. But we'll see. I used to have guinea pigs actually. But now I just have a hamster. Oh, maybe I'll do a hamster too. That would be really cute, I think. Maybe I would make a hamster that looks like my hamster. She's a little, a dwarf hamster. Those are really small ones that you can get. I like PetSmart or something. She's really sweet. She loves being held too, surprisingly. I used to have hamsters a lot, or I used to have a lot of hamsters when I was little, but all of them died eventually, of course, because hamsters live, what, like 3 years or something like that? Something like that, I don't know. But mine now is really sweet. I used to have really mean hamsters, but anyway, we're going to do row 6 now, and row 6 is 2 single crochets, increase, single crochet, and that will leave us with 15 stitches. And I'm just picking up bands here, by the way. Oh, I dropped one. Okay. Some of my bands keep like folding up. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. I maybe have too many bands on my finger. My finger is definitely suffocating right now, but it's fine. Alright, so row 6. So we're gonna do 2 single, I just threw a band, I think. So 2 single crochets. We're gonna go into our first stitch for row 6. Single, there's this polyfill just everywhere, my goodness. Single, single, and then an increase here. And then a single. And that is one sequence. Now we're going to do it again. So single, single. Oh my goodness. I always do this. Single, single, and then this is an increase right here. My hamster just got on her wheel. I don't know if you guys heard that. She just got up. But that's an increase, and then we're going to do this one more time. Wait, hang on. Single. Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait. No, that's an increase, and then we have to do single again. Sorry. Messing up my own pattern. Wow. So we're going to do single, single, and then an increase here will be our last sequence. And I'm going to count these because I just want to make sure I didn't miss one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I did not miss one. So that one you're going to actually end on an increase. So there's our head starting to sort of take shape. And then rows 7 and 8 are single crochets. And again, I guess I'll just do these with you because it takes like 2 seconds. Or actually, no. I'll do one with you and then I'll cut and do the second one on my own. But row 7, single crochets all the way around, still 15 stitches. My hamster's being really loud. I don't know if it's picking up on the microphone, but if it does, it's really not a big deal. Because it's not super loud or anything. Or distracting is what I meant. It is loud, but not distracting. Okay. Single all the way around. I almost picked up the perfect amount of bands. Okay. If I can get in here. Alright, now I'm going to go off camera and do row 8. Row 8 is just the same thing we just did, just single crochets all the way around, and I'll be back once I have finished that. Alright, I just did row 8, now we're going to start on row 9, and this is going to be the row that we are going to attach our ears. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 single crochets, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets to attach one ear. Then we're going to do 3 more, and then 3 to attach the second ear, and then 3 to end off the row. So that will again leave us with 15 stitches. So first we're going to do 3 single crochets, so that's 1, 2, again, this is happening again, and 3. And then we're going to grab one of our ears, and this is where we're going to attach it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around so you can kind of see the stems of these stitches on the back, because when you hold it up here you can see that this is the side of the ear that you're actually going to be seeing. So I'm going to turn the ear around and put it up against the head of my rat. And what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of stitching in the stitches that are on this magic ring, we're going to be stitching on the stems of these stitches. So these lines here that you can see all around. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your stitch, and then you want to kind of measure out these bottom 3 stems here. So I'm going to go into this stem right here. I can get my hook up in there just like that, and then I'm going to make a stitch like that to attach. Then we're going to do it again for the next one, and with this tail, just kind of tuck it in there, and again go into the stitch, and then it might be kind of hard to see, but go into the next stem just like that. There we go. Kind of have to push your way in there and then make a stitch, and then do it one more time to attach this ear all the way down on the 3rd stem, just like that. And then I'm going to make my stitch. And then this piece, we can just go back later and tuck it in. It's not a big deal. But now we're going to do 3 single crochets again. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to, for the next 3 stitches is where we're going to attach our second ear. So we're going to do the same thing that we just did for this ear. So we're going to go up through our stitch, go in through a stem, try to go through the bottom, you know, where this tail is the stitches that you want to use. So go in there, make my stitch, and go into the next stitch, grab your next stem, like that, and do that one more time. And I find this way of attaching things to be just a million times easier than having to do a bunch of slip knots to attach something, and it comes out a lot cleaner, I think. So then we're just going to do 3 more single stitches to finish off this row, just like that. And for now you can leave these untucked, but later I'm going to go back and tuck these in, just because I just want to wait until we get a few more rows in order to tuck those bands in. But I'm going to go ahead and move up my stitch marker, and that was row 9. So now we're going to do row 10, which is 2 single crochets and a decrease, which is going to leave us with 12 stitches, I believe. Yeah, 12 stitches. So we're going to do 1, 2 single crochets, and then a decrease. I'm just going to show you what a decrease is again. So we're going to be working in 2 stitches. Then we're going to grab the front band of our next stitch and the back band of the one right next to it, just like that. And that's where you make your stitch. And then you're going to do single crochet, or 2 single crochets. 1 and 2, and then another decrease, and then 1, 2, and decrease, and 1, 2, and you can't fit another decrease in here, so these last 3 stitches are actually going to be single crochets all the way around until you get to your stitch marker. So that was row 10. And then for row 11, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 2 decreases, and then 5 single crochets. And that is just because we want to be decreasing at the top of the head, so keep that in mind. That's why this row is a little bit different than what we've been doing. So we're going to do 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to do 2 decreases here, so that's 1 and 2, and then the rest is single crochets. 1, it should be 5 single crochets. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. Now what we're going to do is put our ears in and stuff this. So I'm going to use this rat as kind of a guide to where I want my ears to be. Also, you can go ahead and knocked them over. You can go ahead and tuck these tails in. So I am going to sort of lift this up like that, and then go up in here and then grab this band and tuck it in, just like that. That way it's nice and seamless, so I'm going to do that again. Going to go up through here, grab that band, tuck it in. There we go. So, for this rat, what I did was I put the eyes about 1, 2, okay, you can kind of see. There's these little spaces. There's one right there, and then there is one right there. I went 2 spaces from the middle of the ear, and that's where I put my eye. So if that's how you want your eyes to be, then you can follow that guideline as well. I am just going to, I mean, you can put yours wherever you want your eyes to be. So what I did was 1, 2 from the ear, like that. And then I'm gonna do that again on the other side. That's 1, 2 spaces from the ear. And it might look slightly different from one side, but that's fine. Actually, I think maybe that looks a little bit better. Let me see what I did here. Yeah, I think I like that placement. All right, I like where that is. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the backs of these onto the eyes without accidentally undoing anything. So I'm gonna kind of pull it inside out and then snap those backs on like that. I swear there's polyfill everywhere right now. I don't know how it gets everywhere, but it's like, it is exactly like glitter, actually, just absolutely everywhere. So I'm gonna fold this inside out again, snap this other back on without catching the other bands in it. There we go. And there are our eyes. So now we're going to stuff this. I am going to move this other rat aside, and then I'm going to grab some polyfill and roll it around in my hands to make it a little bit more compact so that no polyfill sticks out of the holes of these bands, because that would be really annoying. And then I'm going to push that into the head. There we go. Maybe put a little bit more. And I think I'm going to put some more in there. Make sure I can get as much as I can in there. There we go. So there's our little rat head. Now we're going to do the very last row, which is just going to be decreases all the way around until we close with a slip knot. So I'm going to push this in, and then this will be a decrease. And decrease until we get to our C-clip. There we go. And then we're going to go into this next stitch besides where our C-clip is, and then make a slip knot and pull tight. And then we can take this stitch marker off, and then go up through the side and tuck this band in to hide it. And you might have other bands sticking up as well. You can just do the same thing and tuck them in like that. And there is our little rat head. Super, super cute. And if you want to, you can go ahead and add the nose. So you can kind of see where we started our magic ring for the head here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my rat to the side like that and then go to where the middle of this magic ring is, like this. And then I'm going to take this band, pull it through, and then I'm going to make a slip knot, but you're not going to pull it very tight. Just tight enough to where it won't fall off. Then you're going to turn it again where it's facing the correct way towards you, and then you're going to go up through the bottom, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go through the middle of that magic ring, and then you're going to grab that band and tuck it in. So that way it kind of creates that kind of rat-like nose, I guess, just like I did with the other one, except this nose is it's a little bit of a different pink color, but it's fine. It still looks pretty cute though. And I really like the way that I did the ears for this one because they're kind of laying flat, which makes it look very cute. So that is the head of our rat all done. I'm going to set this aside. Now we're going to get started on the body of the rat. And while I pick up some bands, I'm going to say really quickly, it's been a couple days since the last clip. I stopped recording after I did the head because it was really late, and then I just never recorded again, so it's been a little while. And I have new nails also. I did them myself. Don't mind this hand. Okay, I'm right-handed. I can't do my right hand at all. But this one turned out okay actually. But anyway, just want to point that out. So we're gonna get started on the body here, and we're gonna start by doing a magic ring, or no. Oh yeah, no, actually yes, I was right. We're gonna start by doing a magic ring of 6. So we've already done this a couple times in this video, but we're gonna do a triple cap band like that, and then make 6 stitches into here. So we're gonna pull that band through, and then do that 5 more times. I was thinking about making a video about Loomigurumi basics, you know, how to do magic rings, all the different types of stitches, because I made both those videos on my TikTok account and people really liked them, so I'm thinking I'm gonna just do it again and post it here on YouTube. That's 5 and 1 more. Like that. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I was right. I still have another video that I have to. I've been really slacking with the videos lately and the posts and things, so sorry about that. But row 2 is going to be an increase all the way around. So also, I'm literally cutting the circulation off my finger right now, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna do an increase all the way around, leaving us with 12 stitches. So we've done increases a couple times, so I'm not gonna really go through and, you know, show you what an increase is, but if you need to, you can always slow the video down. But I'm gonna go in here and do an increase. Like this. Until I get to the very end, ending on 12 stitches. Just like that. Okay, and that's the end of that row. So that's row 2. Now I'm going to move these up, or move the C-clip up onto the hook on my, or the band on my hook, not the hook on my band, okay. There we go. I don't know why I'm kind of struggling with that. But now we're going to do row 3. Row 3, I'm just gonna have to walk through you. I mean, my God, I can't speak today. Walk through you? Okay, sure. Walk you through. There we go. This one, because I don't really know how to explain it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 single crochets first. So 1 and 2, like that. And then in the next stitch, we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to make sure that each chain has 4, but is it 4? Yes. Yes. 4. And then we are going to, hang on, I'm counting something on my little notes that I have over here. That's 4, that's 8, and 9, 10, 11. Yes, okay, so I was right. So we're going to chain 3. So we're going to do, that's a chain, just like that. And then we're going to do that again. And then we're going to do that one more time, kind of like we're making just one of those really basic RainbowLoom bracelets. So there's a chain, and then in order to secure this, we are going to make a stitch here. But we're not going to bring that band through everything. It's kind of like a slipknot, basically. It's basically a slipknot, but that's what we're going to do in order to secure that, so we can let go of it and not have to hold it down the entire time. But what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 stitches in each of these chains, but for the bottom 2, we're only going to do 2 on each side. It's still going to end up being 4, but you'll see what I mean. But we're going to go into our first chain here, and make sure that your chain is facing the right way. So you can see here, I'm going in this way, not this way, okay? I'm not really sure if it would matter, honestly. Yes, it would. Okay. You can see this is where the band folds, and there's a space here. You want to be on the side where there is no space, if you understand what I mean. But we're going to go in here, just like that, and then we're going to put 2 stitches into this chain, kind of like an increase. And then we're going to go into the next chain, and again, make sure that your chain is facing the right way, like this, and then do 2 into this one as well. And then into the last one, we're going to leave this off to the side for just a second, but we're going to chain or stitch 2, just like that. And then we're going to grab this band that we put on there as to hold it, secure it, and we're going to pull it through the band that's on our hook. And then we're going to do 1 more stitch into this top chain, and then 2 in each of these chains here. So we're going to go into the top chain again and make 1 more stitch. So that way this chain has 4 stitches. As you can see, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 into this top one. And then we're going to go into the second one from the top, and then make 2 stitches into there, like that. So in this chain also has 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we go into the bottom one and do the exact same thing. If I can get this bottom piece out of the way. Now doing this is going to create the belly. This is going to be the belly of the mouse, or I mean the rat, sorry. You can see that here. that is the chain right there. So now we're going to finish the rest of this row with single crochets all the way around. And I'm just picking up some bands over here really quickly. Don't mind my little brother in the background. Now for this, it might be kind of confusing which stitch you go into, but it's not, you don't go into the stitch where the chains are, so don't go into that one. Go into the stitch that has nothing in it, right there. And just do single crochets all the way around. Very easy. Gotta grab some more bands over here. And oh my goodness, okay, I swear this only happens when I'm filming. It's so annoying. Probably because I'm looking through the camera to do this. So also there's polyfill just everywhere. It's ridiculous. And the last stitch there. And then move that up. And so now this is what our mouse will be looking like, or should be looking like. Now we're going to move on to row 4, right? Yes, and that's going to be 2 single crochets and an increase. And it's going to end up being 29 stitches. So let's do this row. So 2 single crochets. I'm going to do 1 and 2, and then this one here is an increase. And then 1, 2, and increase. One, 2, increase all the way around, as I have said. So that's 1, 2, and then increase here. The body of the rat took me literally forever to figure out. It was really annoying. Because I tried to, I mean, I looked up to see if other people had made Loomigurumi rats, and I didn't really see any. So then I looked up amigurumi, which is this same thing but with yarn. So I thought, oh, you know, someone might have a pattern I could use there as a guideline, because amigurumi, for the most part, is the same as Loomigurumi, but sometimes there are stitches that you just can't do because, you know, yarn is like a never-ending strand and bands end eventually. They don't have that same length that yarn does, so there's some stitches that you just can't do. But so I was watching this one person's video, I don't remember who it was, but I was following her pattern, but then there was like stitches, like stitch 3 together, and then it just got really complicated and just did not look right with rubber bands at all. So I had to completely restart and undo that entire mouse or rat that I made or whatever, because it looked really bad. And then I just had to come up with my own because that was not working out clearly. And the body took me forever to figure out. I mean, I was going to give up because, see, someone, like I said earlier, someone asked me to make a rat, so I wanted to make one for them, but it was not working out. I was going to give up, but then I finally figured it out. The body, eventually I just kind of winged it. Winged it? Winged it? That doesn't sound right for some reason. But I was about to give up, but I didn't, and then I figured it out, so I was being dramatic, basically. But now we're at the end of the row. Alright, and we're going to move up our C-clip again, and rows 5 through 7 are all single crochet, so I'm just going to do row 5 with you. Let me grab some more bands out of my little bag here, but I'm just going to do row 5 with you, and then you can do rows 6 and 7 on your own, because that would get boring watching me just do a bunch of single crochets in a row. And still picking up some bands here. Alright, there we go. And then single crochets all the way around. Also, I just hit the camera with my glasses. Wonderful. My bracelets are hitting the table. You can hear in the background scraping. Also, it sounds like a literal desert out here because it's so hot. There are crickets chirping, you know, making that little noise that they make. Not chirping, it's like a different noise. I don't know exactly the term. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're doing it right now. But it sounds like a desert because it's 100 degrees. Yesterday it was 100 degrees almost all day. You know, I live in the south of the US, so it's really, really hot in the summer for no reason. And then like, it's so annoying because like in the spring and the fall, the weather is all over the place. Even in the winter. Like last winter, I'm pretty sure there was a couple days where it was really, really cold, like 30 degrees. And then there was a day where it was like 70. Like, okay, what? When? Like, why? And then in the spring and the fall, it's absolutely all over the place. Like, one day it's hot, the next day it's really cold, and then the next day is kind of cool, kind of warm, windy, and then storm and thunder and rain, and then it's really hot again. And it's just over and over and over again. And it's kind of miserable in the summer because it's just always hot. And you can't even go outside. Like, you can't because it's horrendous. Anyway, that's row 5. So I'm going to go off camera and do rows 6 and 7. And I'll be back with you. Alright, so that is the 3 rows of single crochet done. Now we're going to move on to row 8, which is single crochet, or 2 single crochets and a decrease. So that's what we're going to do for row 8 as well as row 9. And then I'm going to come back with you to do row 10. And then row 11 is also 2 single crochet decrease. So my chair is so squeaky. Oh my god, I need to get a new chair really bad. But I'm going to pick up some bands here on my finger. I gotta try to get this video done kind of quickly. But here we go. So we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease. So I'm going to go in here and do single, single, and this here is a decrease. We've already done decreases before in this video, but I'm going to show you one more time. So I'm going to go through this front band and then the back of the next one, and that's where I'll be making my decrease. Let me adjust the camera really quickly. There we go. It's a little bit better. And then I'm just going to continue that all the way around. 2 single crochets and a decrease, and this is going to end up being it's 22 stitches. So that's single, single, and decrease here. Single, single, decrease, single, that was a decrease, single, single, decrease, and then we've got one more sequence to do here. Well, actually, so for this row, the last bands, you're not going to have enough to do a decrease, so you're just going to do a single stitch there instead of a decrease like you normally would. So then we're going to move up our C-clip. If I can get it off, I swear I always struggle with these C-clips. Okay, I'm going to move it up, and then I'm going to go off camera and do row 9, which just like this one is 2 single crochets and a decrease, and you're going to end on 17 stitches, and then I will come back to you. Alright, so I just finished row 9. Now we're going to do row 10. Row 10 is kind of all over the place. It's 2 single crochets, 2 decreases, 2 single crochets, 2 increases, 1 single, 2 increases, and 2 singles. So that's going to end us on 18 stitches. So let's just go ahead and do this very quickly. Let's see. So first, if I can get my finger on there right. First is 2 single crochets. Make sure I am in frame here. 2 single crochets, then we're going to do 2 decreases here, so decrease there and decrease here, that, then 2 single crochets, 2 increases, so increase here and here, and then we are going to do 1 single, 2 increases, and then the rest is single all the way around. Just like that. Very easy. And then, like I said, row 11 is also 2 single crochets and a decrease, which is going to end up being 14 stitches. So I'm going to go off camera and do that, and I will be back. So that's that row done. And now we're going to do row 12, which is decreases all the way around. So, so decrease here. We're gonna end up with, sorry, that was my bag of polyfill. Keep doing decreases until you get to the very end. And then after this row, we are going to stuff this. There we go. Now we're going to move this up. And we're gonna stuff it. So I'm gonna take out my hook here, and this is polyfill, and I'm going to take some of it and I'm gonna break this in half, and then I'm gonna take this and kind of roll it around in my hands as I showed you with the head. And then I'm going to put this into here. Make sure that you're really spreading it out and stuffing it in there. Just like that. That's pretty good. Looks good to me. Okay. So, okay. Looks like my C-clip got lost in here. So, goodbye C-clip. I'm gonna go fix this really quickly, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna start on the tail. Alright, now we're gonna get started on the tail. So for this, it's going to be 5 single crochets, and then the last 2 stitches is going to be a decrease. So before we get started on this row, we have to do a color change, which for that, all you do is pull this band all the way through, and it's basically a slip knot, but you just don't tie it very tight. So now we're going to do our 5 stitches, so that's 1 and that's 2 right there, and then 3, 4, and 5, like that. And then these last 2 stitches here are going to be a decrease. So I'm gonna pick up the front of this one, the back of this one, which is where my stitch marker is, and then make your decrease. So that will leave us with 6 stitches for the tail. Now we're going to do 3 rows of single crochet, so rows 14 through 16, sorry, are all single crochets. So I'm just going to do these very quickly with you on camera because these won't take me very long to do. So this is row 14. Like that, and then I'm going to move this up and do row 15, one, 2, 3, 4, do that all the time, 4, 5, and 6, just like that. And then the last row is row 16. I'm just going to pick up some more bands here. And we're going to do row 16. So 1. I'm just counting out loud because when it gets, the area that you're working in gets really small like this, it can be kind of hard to see which stitch you're supposed to go into. So it goes 3, 4, kind of have to spread the bands apart, 5, and this is 6. All right, now for the next part of the tail, rows 17 and 18, it's going to be 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, and then the rest, 1 decrease, 1 increase, and then the rest are single crochet, leaving you with 6. This is to make sure that the tail actually bends, as the tail does. So I'm going to stretch my bands apart a little bit here. And now we're going to do a decrease first. So we're going to take the front and the back of these bands and stitch. And then this one right here will be an increase. So that's 1 and 2 into there. And then the rest are single crochet. 3 single crochet to be exact. Because like I said, you should still have 6 stitches. There we go. Just like that. And now we're going to do that again for row 18. Stretch my bands apart again. Now there's our decrease. And then our increase is going to be here. And the rest is single. I'm going to move these bands up my finger a little bit. There we go. That is row 18. And now I am going to do rows, I'm going to do row 19, but row 20, 21, and 22 are all single crochet as well as 19. So I'm just going to do 19 with you, and then you can do those other 3 by yourself off camera, or while I'm off camera anyway. So we're going to do row 19. We're going to start right there, and we're just going to do single crochets. Three, 4, 5. Oh, I lost my band there. 5 and 6. And now I'm gonna go do, oh, can't grab this full stitch. Okay. There we go. Now I'm gonna go do row 20, 21, and 22 off camera, and I will be back once I'm done with that. Alright, I'm now at the very end of my tail here. Now I'm just gonna take this C-clip off because we don't need it anymore. And I am going to do decreases until I get to the very end, and then we're gonna close. So I'm gonna do a decrease here, like that. And then here as well. And you can probably fit another one in here, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the bottom and the top. And then on this band, the very last one, you're gonna make a slip knot to close it. So you're gonna bring that band all the way through, front through the back, and then pull tight. And now I'm going to go through up the middle of the tail and grab this band and tuck it in, just like that. So now we have our tail all done. There we go. There's our little rat tail. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach all of the body parts. So I am grabbing my body color, which is white, and that's what I'm gonna be using to attach all these pieces. So I'm gonna start off with the head. I'm gonna grab this, and I am gonna kind of measure where I want it to be. So this is about where I want it. So I'm gonna go right here where the pieces meet. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna go about right there. And then I'm gonna go up through here, just like that. And then I'm gonna make slip knots. And I'm gonna continue to do this all the way around until the head is attached in a way that I like. I'm gonna do one right here too, like that. And I'm gonna do one kind of further back here so I can make sure that the head stays up properly, like that. And then I'm gonna do one right here at the neck. I'm gonna grab this stitch and pull tight, and that looks pretty good to me, and it's not too flimsy or anything. So now I'm just gonna go and tuck all these pieces in. Like this. And this is really what we're going to be doing for all of the body pieces that we have to attach, just making a bunch of slip knots. Fairly simple, but I will still do them on camera with you so that you know, or that you can see where I am placing everything. So there's our head on. Again, it's kind of strange that there's two different pinks, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. But for my arms, I'm gonna put them about here on the body. So, or maybe closer up here, like that. So to do that, I'm gonna hold the arm down, and then I'm gonna go in here, just about here, grab this stitch, and then I'm gonna go through the entire arm, like that. And then I'm going to bring a band through, and instead of slip knotting, I'm just going to do stitches all the way around just because it's easier than making like a million slip knots. So I'm just sewing this on, essentially. I find that doing this is so much easier than making a million slip knots, and faster too. And for this sort of tail band that you have here, just push that to the side for now, and we'll tuck that in just a minute. So now I'm going to do one last band here, and then this one will be a slip knot. So I'm going to pull this band all the way through and pull tight, just like that, and there is our little rat arm. So I'm going to go up through here and tuck this band in, like that, and like that. And now I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to pick up some more bands first. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now we're going to attach this arm. So it's raining and storming outside right now, so if there's a really loud lightning strike, that's what that is. Also, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's some nice little ambiance. But also for the arms, I forgot to mention this, but make sure, you see how this is more sloped down like this, and this is sort of a straighter edge here? Make sure that that's the way that you're attaching the arm on the body, because this is kind of like the shoulder. You know how arms, they go down and not straight out like that, but I'm gonna try to line this up here, and I'm going to start sewing this on. So let's see, I'm gonna do it right about here, and I'm gonna bring my hook all the way through, and this is where I will make my stitch. Just sort of move that band out of the way, and we're gonna do that all the way around until our arm is on. Just like that. And I'm gonna do one more stitch down here. Try to not go into the same spot that I just did. About there. That looks good. And then make our slip knot. Now, if your arm is looking like this and you want to fix that, you can just make more slip knots. So I am going to do one right here. I think I'm just going to go through this like that and then make a slip knot here. And then I am also going to make slip knots down here to attach the arm to the body a little bit better. So I'm going to go in right about here, right underneath the arm, and then I'm going to go here on the side of the arm and slip knot, just like that, and that'll bring the arms a little bit closer to the body, like that. Now we can just tuck all this in. So much for sewing, so I can avoid tucking things in, but you know, it's fine, it's fine. It takes 2 seconds to do. It is just, it's slightly tedious and annoying. So I try to avoid making a bunch of slip knots, but you know, sometimes you got to. So I'm gonna bring all these bands in. Also, I'm so sorry that this video took so long to come out. I just haven't not been feeling like filming anything. I'm so sorry about that. But I'm doing this now, so it'll hopefully be out by tomorrow. So tucking all this in. Gosh, I can't get that band. All right. Gonna go up through here and grab it again. There we go. There we go. So there are our arms. Look at the belly, it's so cute. All right, so for this one, I probably should have put a little bit more stuffing in here, but it's fine. Now we're gonna do the legs. So for the feet, you can also see here, there's a little point at the front, and then this is our back where the magic ring is. That is where we're kind of going to be attaching, or the front is going to face the front, obviously. So if you set your rack down and you kind of put the foot beside, you can kind of see where it should be. So try to hold the foot there, and then I'm going to go in here about where it was, just like that. And then for this one, I'm just going to do slip knots because it would look strange if I sewed it on. I'm just going to go through here, making our slip knots. And I'm going to do one about, if I can grab the bottom band, gosh, I'm just pulling out polyfill instead. Go in here, make a slip knot there, like that. There we go. Now I'm gonna tuck all this in. There's the rain again. Very loud today, but again, some nice ambiance, I guess. But tucking all those bands in. There we go. And now I'm going to do the other foot off camera because I don't want to do any more attaching on camera. But just the same thing that we just did with that foot on the other side. That's all. Alright. That is our rat all completed. It's super cute and I love the belly so much on this. It's so adorable. But there are both my rats. I think I'm going to make a gray one as well because I think that would be super, super cute. I'm not sure if I have enough gray bands to do that, but I guess we'll see. But that is the end of this tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.